What's up, guys? It's Aaron Bennett with Xfog Anti-Fog Systems, and thanks for joining us as we bring to you a bit of a new experience. In this video, we are at Doomsday Airsoft Operation Overwatch 5 at an abandoned prison in the Florida Everglades, and I have to tell you guys, it was just an amazing op. It was an amazing experience as I put the gun away and pulled out the camera. They had everything from helicopters, inserting people on rooftops, to armored patrols, just absolutely wreaking havoc. And, you know, kind of carrying on from that, they had just some good old-fashioned firefights and some close combat insanity. So definitely a different point of view. And why go for combat footage rather than play? Well, several reasons, to be honest. First, you get to witness the gameplay and excitement really from both sides. Watching things come together for two teams from the outside perspective is awesome, as you get to see plans laid out. You know, some fail, some succeed, but if your timing is right, you can really just help lock in an awesome memory for someone. And supporting the sport in this way is something I really do enjoy. As we all know, we sometimes have to step up for an impending attack. Word was the TN team had some pressure on the back door. They had to create a strong defense. So this is a good opportunity for me just to get a little recording in. We've all been in that position where we're just kind of sitting and waiting. So it gave me a chance to take just a couple kind of cool shots, seeing these guys set up, seeing these guys get ready. If somebody was to come in that door, it's going to be a lot of work. So coming up on these guys, wanted to pop up, take a knee, get out of the just get out of the general way. Tried to take that first shot and just wasn't overly thrilled with it. It was a little blurry. I needed to get it just dialed in a little bit better. You notice he checks over his shoulder. They're getting ready to make a move. They got a runner on the left, as you can see, is starting to rock and roll. Now is my chance to just get a really good shot. As he brought that gun up, you'll notice that his buddy to the right steps up and offers some support. As soon as he does, just ended up having a really cool picture as his buddy came in to support him on the right side. Then I flipped around as we had this runner rolling, took a couple shots, and was really happy with the way that whole series played out. Then we got another guy coming up. Wanted to grab a couple shots of that, and I saw these guys a lot on the field. He was pushing quite a bit, so it was pretty cool. You had some of the pushing green team guys right here, so you had two guys that had gotten shot, but obviously because they were pushing forward and taking an advancing role with the few green guys that we saw that had made it this far, both to the right and left. So this gives me a chance to jump down, take some cover, get a couple more shots in. Now moving into this next part, these two right here were extremely aggressive, always pushing forward, had each other six, stuck together as a team quite a bit. You see it some, but you also see people get spread out a lot. This gave me a chance to get some just really awesome pictures, good teamwork, kudos to them. Again, all in all, a lot of guys out here were playing really aggressively. It was a ton of fun.
I'm on it.
Got a little pump action shotgun coming up here.
Nice.
So that was a trip. Now, right after that, they had a blind man call. It was just to check on somebody who might have, typically it's just something small, might have sprained an ankle or something. But I'm fumbling with my equipment, and they call the game back on. Check this out.
Oh.
Awesome job, guys. Sweet push. Way to be aggressive. Love it. If you ain't dying, you ain't playing in this game.
That was legit.
So now just moving on, he had a couple guys. These guys are getting pushing across the field. I want to get a good shot of that. And then as I was coming up a little more, you had a LMG coming around the corner, so I wanted to get I actually wanted to get some pictures of the rounds coming out of that. Couldn't make it happen, but I did get a nice shot of these two that were just working in tandem there, so that was pretty sweet. And moving on, let's see if you can pick up the issue here. Big problem coming in, and sometimes it's hiding in plain sight.
Oh, sexy, baby! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
So, looking at it again, just one of those things that can happen to anybody. The last thing sometimes you expect to see is a Hummer rolling up at you. Guy was glancing to the side. Again, just hiding in plain sight. Took the boys out. Felt bad. Actually, no, I didn't. That'd be a lie. It was pretty funny. Now this area got kind of interesting because as you look over, you start to see some activity to the right. You see tan moving in on green on the right. Green has the building from the front. So I wanted to get some things adjusted and start hauling up there. And if you look to the left very carefully, you're going to see a guy that had come across the back end of the facility, and he's starting to creep up on green here. Gets on him, pops him. Very aggressive, beautiful shots. Now he's starting to move himself inside. So this was just a really exciting situation to watch go down. So it's getting pretty exciting. He's going to try to get in that door. He's got more tan coming to back him up, coming from that side of the building. And that building is still full of green. So things are going to get pretty nasty. You see this medic was getting ready to save this guy, but it looks like he had just too much stuff coming up on him. And he's going to get a little ballsy, take a run, get into a little exchange here. Looks like they both dropped each other. And time to move on and see how things start to pick up. It's pretty exciting. Again, you got more guys moving in. I think these are my guys I saw earlier that were pushing that front building that got into that doorway. Again, saw them on the field a lot. And then, of course, you got more guys moving up there yelling at to get up behind them so they can push this building. So it's a lot of fun to watch go down. So things have gotten pretty interesting. You got tan stacking up on this building. They have got a transport vehicle that's just come into the scene. And if you look carefully, all of a sudden, oh crap, I got BB spinning right across the front of the camera. Check this out again. So now it's time for me to obviously figure out either what's going on or get out of Dodge. So at this point, I took a quick look to the left, tried to see who he was shooting at so I knew whether I was in the way or not. Then my next step was just to get down on my gut, get out of his line of fire. Looked like I wasn't there already because he was coming over my left shoulder. Pull out the camera and see if I got lucky enough to get a couple shots coming out of that bad boy. And lo and behold, I did. So really like that little sequence right there. So running combat camera, you aren't changing mags, you're changing lenses. So kind of coming into a dark and tight environment, I had to give up my larger telephoto and go to something with a little bit wider angle. So I got rid of my 70 to 200 millimeter lens and I went to my 18 to 135 millimeter kit lens. Now the problem is the aperture, the hole that lets in the light, isn't quite as big, but I felt that I needed something with a little bit better angle and something that wasn't going to necessarily just magnify everything when you're in this tight jail. But at the end of the day, I mean, this place is just amazing. And just had a lot of fun switching things out, trying some new ideas. So coming into a bit of an argument, which really makes me want to stress something. First, I didn't witness this, so I'm not taking a stance, but when I see this, it's a bit frustrating because when I ref, 9 times out of 10, the rounds are not hitting the target that the person is claiming it hit. Now, even if it did, they might not have felt it. Cheating or accusing of it really needs to be the last resort. I love this sport. I'm sure a lot of you guys do too, and I could have easily named this video Airsoft Argument, and I'm sure I would have been guaranteed to get more hits. But if we want to drive this sport forward, show people how awesome it is, we really need to be showing the positive, even if it means less YouTube hits, in my opinion. So this ends, the point was made, and let's get back to the fun. Now coming out of the back door and trying not to get shot, I peek over the edge, and I'll be darned if I don't see another fog-free X-Fog customer. So put my foot on the ledge, angle over, and love that shot. He had a fun time with that. It was kind of a little balancing act, hard to tell from this angle. Then his buddy over there pulling support, he's going to get up and cover that corner, and just from over the top, I thought that ended up being just a really cool picture, so that was pretty fun. Popping back outside, it was time to take some cover. There was definitely a lot of action going on out here. Wasn't too thrilled about my shot over there in the corner, just from what I had to work with. We had these two guys rocking it here, and so as I got thinking about it, it was time to kind of get out of the way. We had a lot of stuff going on, and you know, I really don't want to be in the player's way. Working combat camera, in my opinion, it's as much, you know, there's two parts to it. There are the guys that are involved in the game. There are the guys that don't, you know, they're focused. They're focused on winning. They're focused on competing and having a good time. So at the same time, when you're running this role, you want to try to stay out of the heat. You want to stay out of the way so that people can enjoy that experience and immersion that they had and get those awesome memories that they had from after the event. So kind of rolling around from this point, this guy kept kind of pushing up, and they'd push him back a little bit. He'd push back up. So it was kind of fun to watch that. I got down and out of the way. He'd get out of the way of that corner while rounds were coming through. He'd get back up, and he'd just keep engaging. So it was really fun to get a couple of those shots there. You could just tell he was into it. He was having a good time, and obviously he had to have been laying a couple people out, or at least keeping them at bay. So that was cool. Got my buddy Doug up here. I had to go give him, had to go say hi and give him a little knuckle bump there. And now it's time to pop on to see what kind of trouble I can get in next. So to the right of me here, or on the other side of this building, obviously is where Tan was fighting back against Green, where I just came from. So I had to get out of that way quick, and we had a dude pushing this corner. Got up, and I wanted to get a couple shots on him when I was there. Boy, spamming that trigger, I like it. That kind of position, he just had to lay rounds out. We had these two dudes behind him, just offering that cover. So we had a lot of rounds kind of coming back and forth, as you could see. So we're going to see how this plays out.
What's going on, fellas? Turn up, baby. Love it.
As I'm kind of hanging out here, you see the dude on the wall. He starts to shoot across to back up a push that's going on across at the other building. I love teamwork, so anytime I get a chance to see something going on there, I want to pop some kind of shot. I had a cool shot on his call sign, and figured I'd take it. I don't know, just something about that. I really like the way that came out. So if you look over to the right, you're going to see slowly, these guys are definitely pushing hard. That was that building I just came from a little while ago. So I wanted to get up there because there's some activity that's happening right now. This dude's pushing up. He's going to rush that corner. He gets hit, drops. We had another dude here. Now I'm going to pop it into slow motion. Check this out. This dude's on the other side coming around. This was just a fun overview. This guy's coming around. The guy in front of us is kind of hands down. I don't know how he missed him, but it looked like he kind of sidestepped, and the dude behind the tan guy ended up taking the hits. So when he did, now I need to get out of the way. So I start moving over. Of course, I get hit. And then this dude just keeps swinging around and gets taken out. So good aggression on his part. Good job, man. Love to see that kind of play. So, I don't know how many of you guys have had a chance to get out to some of the bigger, whether it's the regional ops or the national ops, or, getting an opportunity to take a look at some of these cool events that are going on, whether they're, again, in your area or not. But I really encourage you to follow some of these big event guys, like your Doomsday Airsoft, like we have here. Many of the other event organizers that are out there, you can always reach out. Whether it's to us or anybody in your local airsoft groups. But what a cool opportunity. We've had an opportunity to play in abandoned prisons. We've had a chance to play in, abandoned mental institutions and medical facilities and all kinds of different places, woodland, close quarters, you name it. And you play at your own pace, you have fun, and it's a great opportunity to connect. So when I popped out of this building, thought I was going to get a little bit of a break there, but then all of a sudden you had these guys pop out of nowhere, and I wanted to get a couple shots because I know the building, it's those two against, three against pretty much everybody in that building. So, wow, was not expecting that. Wanted to come around, got a nice shot here. Is that an Airsoft Junkies logo on the hat? Yes, it is. Check them out. Great guys. The other dude just went straight for the stairs on the other side, so I thought I'd flip by there real quick. He just went right into the stairs, and I just wanted to see who he got hit by. And I was honestly surprised that they hadn't given up or just stopped covering those stairs, because nobody had really pushed that for a while. It looks like he got one dude, and I almost got shot, and nope. Dude right up there in the doorway, wouldn't want to come around on him just full bore. So that was a trip.
Don't know any colors.
So popping back up to this corner, oh crap, dude come right up behind as I was walking out, and nasty little shot around the corner. Looks like he had a knife in his hand. I think he was going to try to get real ballsy there for a minute. So, hey, good job to the Airsoft Junkies, dude. Again, awesome push for those three guys that really came in and hit it hard and wanted to make things happen. So I pop into this again. Real tight corridors. A lot of nastiness can happen when you get a couple teams facing off in here. So it's pretty cool watching this go down. He had a couple tan guys that pushed up, but that building did have enemies in it. Whoop, he just got hit, going for his dead rag. You can see the guys at the other building really starting to advance pretty hard. So watching this go down was pretty cool.
That's so true.
So tempers were getting a little high, but I had a great shot on this support gunner coming in. But I wanted to stay out of the way, so that was tricky. But then... Yeah, I'll let you make your own decision on that one. The good side is guys knew our tempers were getting a little hot at Sunday. The tan guys, rather than continue to verbally engage, they walked off. Again, I'm not going to get in the middle of that. I'm just a combat photographer.
Hostility today. Oh shit.
So I make a crucial mistake here. Why I thought I could get my camera in a dark doorway while these guys were advancing is a mystery to me. I took a few shots on that one. I'm lucky I didn't get my lens shot either. And as you can see, I was even getting rained on from that second doorway. So not the best move on my part. Live and learn. Well, as we draw to a close here, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'm certainly no professional photographer, but I had an absolute blast. Thought it was just a great change-up. You know, just like Airsoft, and just a nice change-up to the regular pace. An opportunity in a perspective that people don't see all that often. Look, are you playing Airsoft now, or are you not? You know what? Where are you guys playing now? What do you guys recommend? What are you guys doing to help build up the sport? Of course, I got to take a shameless little shot here. I saw another XFOG, yay! So finishing her all up. I do want to say, guys, again, really appreciate the time and really appreciate the support as well. Take care. And keep slinging those BBs and trying to spread a positive word about our sport.